My girlfriend F19 stayed at male coworkers, M30 house. For reference, I am M20. So, my girlfriend of 6.5 years started a new job about 6 months ago. Since then she has made close friends with 2 of her colleagues. About 3 months ago, she stayed at his house. Her reasoning was that he lives closer to her work than she does. It was a 20-minute drive. He has a fiancée, but she wasn't in on the night my girlfriend stayed. I trusted her, but this is something that I was very uncomfortable about. I told her this before she went. So after we fell out and argued about this. A month later, and I stay at hers. I know it was wrong, but I went on her phone when she was asleep. And I saw the messages between the 2 of them. There were kisses on each text. And they were very flirty. Saying things like think about me later, plus, you'd like that wouldn't you? You haven't seen me drunk, plus, not yet I haven't. We are in a very bad place at the minute in the relationship, and may split up anyway. I spoke to her last night, and said I am not comfortable with her staying at his again, else I am done. But she says that she doesn't want to be told what she can and can't do. She has also stayed at a female coworker's house too, F26, quite a lot of times after going out drinking. And she compares it to that. And says, well, she could be a lesbian. Last night, she told me that her female coworker has been with girls before. But I don't want to come across as controlling, saying I'm not comfortable with it. But I feel that she should see it from my side. Dude, she isn't the one. You can't honestly think she stayed there 'cause it's closer, they was fucking. Copy those flirty tea-cut to his fiancée. Let's see how she likes it. She's told you pretty clearly that she's going to keep going. It's time to just end it. It'll hurt, but it'll be a lot easier in the long run to not keep dragging this on. Dump her cheating ass. But first, copy the texts and send them to the creepy-ass man's fiancée. You're 20. There's no reason to subject yourself to this. I know it seems like the end of the world, but it isn't. Forget about her and enjoy your youth. I, 29/F, thinks my boyfriend, 34/M, is resentful of me. We have been together for 5 years and have been living together for 4. When we first met, he knew my love of mountain biking. On my Hinge profile, 99% of the pictures were of me mountain biking, and I took him biking on our first date. When we started official dating, he got into mountain biking and went on a Southwest bike trip with me and some of my friends, only to tell me 6 months late he doesn't like it and that it made him broke to do the hobby with him. He got so angry about the money he spent on it. I paid him what he spent on for the trip a year later because he wouldn't let it go. I never asked him to do it with me, and I was shocked that he felt that way. He stated to me that I never was supportive of him hobbies, which I stated at the time I didn't realize. I then bought all the stuff for the hobby he wanted me to try, and then he immediately stopped doing that hobby I just bought all the gear for. Fast forward a few years, I went on an all-girls mountain bike trip, and he freaked out and told me he doesn't want to be with someone who is comfortable going off for a week each year. For my 30th birthday, I wanted to go on a mini trip down to Florida, and I told him that I would pay for all our stays, and we could split the rest like food and gas. He told me he doesn't want to go, etc., since that would be too expensive for him. I said okay, but I got really sad since growing up I always spent all my holidays and stuff alone, and then we got into a fight. When I went to apologize to him for being distant, he then restarted ranting about money, and that he wants to save his money so him and his friends can go on vacations, and he can also have a separate life, just like how I did when I went on that one girl's trip. He also told me that he hasn't proposed to me because of the girl's trip I went on, even though over the 5 years I've told him many times I wanted to be engaged by 30. I'm at the end of my straw. I feel like he's super resentful towards me for some reason. I told him that he should go on guys' trips and stuff. I pay 90% of the things we do together. I only make 8K more than him. How do I go about this situation? Are you sure this is someone that you want to marry? It sounds like he holds grudges, doesn't support your hobbies, and takes advantage of you financially. So what qualifies this man as husband material? Because it sounds like he's not emotionally mature, grounded, or generous. He sounds moody, mean, and unsupportive. And I'm not sure if he likes who you are as a person because clearly the things that make you are appalling to him. Please explain. You dump his sorry ass and find a man who is worthy of you. Do you really want to spend your life with a man who is resentful of you and hateful towards you? This man does not love you. He wants you to stop doing anything that brings you joy. He's also manipulative. Huge red flags. Read the book. Why Does He Do That? By Lundy Bancroft. It's free online, and will help you understand him better. He definitely resents you and seems upset about money a lot. This relationship sounds exhausting. You sure you two are a good fit for one another? I'd say no. But what do I know? LOL. Your boyfriend sounds truly awful. You will look back on this time as suffocating, even if you don't feel it right now. How do I explain to my 21F boyfriend, 20M? I unconditionally love him in a logical way. This is a very weird circumstance. Me, 21F, and my boyfriend, 20M, got into a really bad argument yesterday. For context, my boyfriend has never done any drugs and he recently became friends with someone, 26M, who does hard drugs consistently. This person has already been creating a lot of uncomfortable conversations in our relationship because he keeps putting my boyfriend in danger situations. Recently, however, it got worse because the person offered my boyfriend cocaine, and in the conversation with my boyfriend, I told him that him trying drugs is a boundary of mine. It will lead to very, very severe consequences, however. While talking to a friend, 21F, I told her that if my boyfriend were to try cocaine, it would most likely result in me asking him for an ultimatum, choosing to try the cocaine or break up with me. My friend told her boyfriend, 23M, and my friend's boyfriend mentioned it to my boyfriend when my partner did not know that this was an ultimatum I had set for him. Now my boyfriend struggles with feeling like unconditionally love him because he feels like my love for him will expire if he does become an addict. But how do I explain to him that I do unconditionally love him, that ultimatum was set to push him away from ever trying these hard drugs, and to hopefully persuade him from not friends with the guy that I don't like? I know this is childish, and the tactic is somewhat manipulative, but in that moment talking to my friend, I was extremely emotional. My boyfriend is also extremely logical, and I don't know how to break this down to him in a way that he can empathize and make him feel as if I truly love him. Too long did not read. I put an ultimatum between me and drugs in my relationship. Makes boyfriend feels like I don't love him. Edit. I did not say the ultimatum to him, only to my friend. I did not put him in a position to choose me or coke. I want to clarify to everyone that I would absolutely love my boyfriend if he was to try cocaine, but I would leave because why would I stay with someone when they are longer in their full mind? Doing coke means meeting up with dealers? Driving home high, being sexual with him high? How can I trust him? It's not about not loving him. It's about how do I share every part of me with someone who is unreliable now. Your love isn't unconditional if it's dependent upon the condition he stays sober. Let him make his choices and act accordingly. You should not love a romantic partner unconditionally anyway. Love for a romantic partner should not be unconditional. You absolutely should have conditions based on your own boundaries of what you will accept in a partner's beliefs, actions, and behavior. Tell him you love him, but irrespective of how much you love him, you have boundaries for yourself on the kind of relationships you have. For example, not dating someone who regularly takes hard drugs, not dating someone addicted to soft drugs or alcohol, not dating anyone who acts in an abusive, violent, coercive way towards you, not dating someone who cheats, etc., etc., etc. Maybe this will help him logic it out. You can love, but self-respect and safe relationship boundaries comes first. You should not love a partner unconditionally. The only unconditional love is between a parent and child. The conditions on which you accept and love a partner are when they are kind, caring, loving, and safe. Drugs make this person unsafe to you, and it would be okay for that to make you want to step away. But that's a boundary you set for yourself, not an ultimatum you can put on someone else. Just remember that. Love is never unconditional, though. That's a dumb myth in rom-coms. I had the same circumstances. My ex broke up for other reasons, where he legit got hurt and offended when I told him I'd break up with him if he smoked or did drugs. He was like, "So you don't love me no matter what?" And I told him that I would still love him, but the pain of him doing that stuff would absolutely be more significant than the happiness I'd feel being with him. It's about balancing this stuff out. And in situations where the pain takes a much more important place in the relationship, it is just dumb to assume that you can act like everything's okay. Just because you love someone doesn't mean you want to walk with them down every path they choose. Edit. Here's a video to show your guy. Your love is not unconditional. He does hard drugs, you're out, that's conditional, and it's the healthy way to love someone. Loving unconditionally is stupid. Whatever they do, you're just going to keep loving them? Pedophilia, murder, theft, gambling? Also, he's looking to do hard drugs, or has already done them. Otherwise, why would he care you've set an ultimatum? If you're not serious about your deal breakers, don't verbalize them. He's not going to respect the ones you actually care about when you don't act on the ones you've set for shits and giggles. 31F with 33M, should we just give up already? We've been in a committed relationship for 12 plus years, and by now should probably be married and thinking about kids, but instead we're debating calling it quits. He feels lonely, like I don't care about what he has to say, party true. He doesn't feel he fits in well with my friends or family. True, he's always been pretty antisocial. He doesn't like my habits. Too much time one phone working, don't exercise for examples, and feels like he's gone from wanting to marry me to just wanting to be friends. I feel similar. That I love him, but he bores me. He always has bored me, but I thought it was circumstantial, lack of money for X, depression, etc. But not much has changed in the past 5 years. We're not intimate, no romance. He's antisocial, and majority of the time I have an opportunity to bring a +1 anywhere. I don't feel excited to bring him because he usually ruins my time somehow, usually by wanting to leave earlier than I do. But there is so much that holds me back from leaving him. Complacency, I guess, because I feel he knows me so well. We've been through a lot of hardships together. We both have GI issues, so we understand each other's struggles. A weird one, I know, but if you have a disability, you'd understand how this can be a positive. We both don't drink and have a lot of the same views in life. We have similar interests that I think are rarer, such as anime, cars, motorcycles, nature. Philosophy. We get each other's humor. I want it to work so bad. Everything is exactly what I want out of a person, except for his personality, which is obviously something I can't change, and a pretty big red flag. We've been trying to make it work since we moved in together 7 years ago. Ups and downs. Life has thrown some very difficult events our way, like his dad passing away tragically for X. So if some of that has affected us, or we're just finally at a breaking point. I just feel tired and want to be in a relationship with someone who just gets me. But I also worry that's unrealistic. But my best friend's marriage is proof that does exist. I just worry it doesn't exist for me. I'm going to be 32, and am afraid of wasting more of my youth and time in an unhappy relationship, but terrified of the unknown of breaking up or that it's the wrong choice. He's going to be 34 and wants to buy a house and have kids within the next year or two, and if I'm ready for that yet, considering our relationship isn't sunshine. Anyone have experience similar to this and can offer advice? Girl, what loudly crying face, I'm so sorry, but shared GI issues being on the pro list up against, I don't like his personality, is so wild. You really want to be in this relationship for another 40 years? Build a life with this man. You're afraid to leave because he's the only thing you've ever known. That's the issue. That's why you are still in this relationship. You don't like each other. Stop wasting more of your time and break up. Sounds like you could each benefit from a week apart, just like a little vacation with your friend, and come back with a fresh head. I've had experience from the other side. The side of the story of a married couple being together as long as you two. Kids, house, marriage, and have found themselves growing in opposite directions. You two have realized it. You're making the right decision, I think. You both are young and still have a lifetime ahead of you. And because of your realization, it can be the lifetime you've both wanted. I say good job and good luck to both of you. Much more happiness ahead. You both sound unhappy with things as they are.